Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Tilo Mac coming at you with another video. In this video, we got another roster review, and it's from my homie Bombadillo. Bombadillo's a really cool guy. You're gonna catch him in the Discord, real knowledgeable about mods and all sorts of stuff. Also, if you guys want your own roster review, hit me up down in the Discord. Make sure you join it. Go under the roster review tag and just let me know, and I'll put you on the list definitely. But let's get into this one. Alright, and like we always do in the beginning, we're going to take a look at your fleet, your character arenas. First starting off with the fleet. You're sitting at 16 right now with the Malevolence. I'm not going to go too crazy into fleet because I'm not about that life. But you just looking at your GA history, you get number one on not daily, but you have the possibility of getting number one every day. I would definitely strive to do that. That's where the majority of your crystals are coming from, and it's an easy way to make free money, to be honest. And when I'm taking a look at your characters on the other side, I'm looking at your EP lead. That's something I would definitely change either to a Thrawn or a trail lead. That's going to help you to climb a little bit easier against these Supreme Leader Kylos that you're probably facing. But from looking at your GAC history, you get top 25 on the regular. So just continue doing what you're doing until you get your own Supreme Leader Kylo, because you can definitely see it right here from looking at all his squads. You're definitely farming there, and you'll get there eventually. But now looking at your roster as a whole, you have nice characters and nice relics, key characters as well. I don't see anything that would be like, man, what you doing, dog? But everything looks good. You even have that relic nest, and I'm a little jealous on that one. I definitely want a relic nest, and yours is sitting at R7, so that's extremely exciting to me. Dang. Alright, and I'll take it back. The one thing that I do see is an eyesore is that T3, but I get it though. It was probably from the nuke team with GG, but it's all good. He's a useful character. He's a droid. You can probably throw him up in different squads too. But now looking down a little bit further down the list, I'm like, man, dog, this dude got a relic, Mandalorian, and Greek cargo. I'm really jealous. So that's three things that I'm really jealous on your account that I wish I had. And it just really shows that your bounty hunters are probably really nasty, able to counter a lot of different squads other than the Night Sisters. And man, that's sick. But looking down a little bit low, I don't see anything that needs gear right away other than the clone troopers. They need gear. Especially if you have an R7 gas, that's your number one character that you have right now. They need a little bit of love. They're the supporting cast, and they can really get that team going. Alright, and taking a look at your speeds on your characters, I like what I see right off the rip, because you have Bastila number one and Revan, and it's the second place. So that basically tells me you can use those in a counter against Supreme Leader Kylo. And then I take a look at your mods right here. You're sitting at 322. And that's extremely nice, especially for that counter against Supreme Leader Kylo. And even if they don't have Supreme Leader Kylo counter, 322 for a Bastila, that's just dope. That thing's gonna mess up a lot of different squads. And then when I take a look at your Dark Revan, you're sitting at 321. So that just confirms that you are using it for that counter, and that's really nice to see. And then just not looking at those Sith, when you take a look at your Thrawn as well, he's sitting above 300 as well, so that's always nice. Having a fast Thrawn can really just affect a lot of different counters, a lot of different teams, so that's extremely nice as well. Same thing with your Malik. The one thing I would suggest, because you're sitting in at 283 on the Malik speed, bump up that tenacity. If you're gonna run a slower Malik that's less than 300, bump up that tenacity, make them a little bit harder to deal with. But I like your speed orders. They're really good. Those bounty hunters in that right corner got me really excited, because it just makes me wonder what they are able to do. Definitely hit me in the Discord. Let me know what you've been using them before. But right here we got the 501st. First team we always check a look at, and that's definitely something that I would put a red flag on. Something to really focus yourself on is getting the gear on these characters. You have a really nice 5, you have a really nice gas. The Padme probably takes the Ahsoka, so you need those other characters to be at least, I want to say, low level relic G13s, especially when it comes to Rex, because that gives them even more speed, gets that team going right off the rip. The Rexalate's nice. All those characters are nice. Even Arc too. Arc does true damage with his turrets. You gotta get these guys up. That's one of your main priorities right here, other than Supreme Leader Kylo. Alright, and next up we're going to take a look at your OP bounty hunters. This is crazy. You probably got some of the best bounty hunters I've seen. Having Grief, having Mandalorian really gives you the flexibility to do a lot with your bounty hunters. You even have IG-88 in there. And I know it's probably for the nuke team with GG, but you can still throw him up in the mix and probably do some damage too. You also have Dengar at G11. He's useful even at G11, so that's really nice. You have Django. Django could be used for a Separatist team, and I know we're not on them right now, but that's something I would definitely work on. Work on your Dooku. You can throw him in there and still have an extremely effective bounty hunter squad with the guys you have. You got relics on Boba. You got relics on Boz. I don't know what else to say. This is just an awesome little category that you really beefed up. Alright, and now we're going to take a look at your mods, and you see that you just didn't focus on the relic levels, you focus on their mods as well too. Your Bosk is almost at 300 speed with a grip of tenacity. That's something that I always like to see on a Bosk, and it just really shows me that you know what you're doing, especially when it comes to that modding department. Alright, and next up we're going to take a look at your Django. Same can be said about him. You got him at 277 speed, so that's always a plus. You got good offense on him. You're hitting him with a crit damage and a crit chance set, so you know what you're doing with there. No need to go into in depth with him. Alright, now we can check out your Empire, and you got the big three. You got your KG, you got your Ray Allen, you got your Paul Pierce, and I'll just play with you now. You got Vader, you got Thrawn, and you got Emperor Palpatine. And with that nucleus, you have strong relics on them as well, so you can do a lot of different things with them. Now it's just filling out those two other spots. You can either go into an Empire direction, or you can go into a Sith or a different supporting role direction. I would maybe start leaning towards the Empire direction just because the new GL requirements. Maybe you want to get your Royal Guard up or somebody else that's going to be required, but either way that's going to be up to you. Alright, let's check out some of these mods, starting off with Vader. There's only three things that I like looking at them: speed, potency, and crit chance. Alright, and starting off with speed, definitely I say the threshold is 260. You want to get it at least higher than that, and you're well above that. You're at 267, so that's always a good speed on him. Same thing with potency. You got that threshold, I would say, at 100%. You're shooting a little bit below, but I'm definitely in the same boat as you. I meet all the other requirements, just that potency can definitely be something hard to achieve at 100. I know it's asking for a lot, but Vader is one of those characters that really is mod dependent, and it's kind of tricky to mod just because you're dealing with those three things. Usually it's two or just one type of modding, but Vader is a beast, especially when you get to those different points. And lastly, we have crit chance, and you're sitting at 71, 4% off of what it should be, which is 75, so no complaints there. But other than that, your Empire looked really good. I would definitely consider getting some support, but looking good. Alright, let's check out your First Order. Your First Order, I can definitely see your farming up for that Supreme Leader Kylo, so that's definitely getting along. I can see that you got those four different characters already modded. If I was you, I would definitely prioritize gearing up Hux. Hux, even on the team that you have right there, is definitely going to help you in your GAC. Put the Zeta on him, and he's a beast. Real beast of a character. Make sure you get speed on him, and in the meantime, while you're waiting for your Supreme Leader Kylo farm to be done, you have a nice team in GAC and all sorts of other departments as well. Alright, next up we have your Galactic Republic, and setting aside the 501st because we already talked about them, they look good. You got relics on your Ahsoka, your GK, your Jedi Knight Anakin. Really good team right there. Something I would definitely consider is at least getting your C-3PO to, I say, G12. That's going to help you big time. His survivability, his health, and another thing would be Padme. I would really consider relicking her. I wouldn't relic her like super crazy, maybe even at relic 3. Just because that relic level is going to give her a boost to her health, boost to her speed, and that could really help you with different counters that you're going to go against, or if you're going to put her on defense in GAC, just depending on that. When it comes down to the other characters, maybe in the future, because you have such a nice roster, I would definitely take a look at Barriss as a character. That's someone I personally on my own account really want, but she's a really good character. Alright, and next up you have the Geos. Geos are straight fire. You got relics on all of them. I bet you your WAP mission is just easy compared to mine. That's nice seeing the relics on Spy. We're gonna take a look at Spy's mods right here. You're doing everything well. You got a lot of crit chance on them. You got crit damage, good offense. This thing is no joke, especially at relics, so a little jelly on that one. Same thing with your soldier. You got above 100% crit chance, so that's gonna feel that turn meter. That's definitely a way you want to mod them. And yeah, everything looks good. Even on your brood, you got good speed on them. You got sitting at 277, so what else could you ask for? You got a lot of protection on them as well, and that's always nice just because they share that pool. Really good Geo squad. Alright, next up we're going to take a look at your Jedi. Start off with your Revan. Revan's at G12. You can keep them right there or you can bump them up. It depends on you. Mine's at G12 as well. I don't plan on moving him up, but what I am concerned about is his speed. Your speed right there is 261, and I would think I would definitely take a gander over, see if you can kind of bump up a little bit, maybe to like at least 280. I know he gets a lot of speed from his unique, but having him go faster is definitely a plus when you have to go against certain counters, especially those GGs with BB-8. It's no joke. Next up, we're going to take a look at your Yoda. Your Yoda is relict. You're running the fast speed Yoda. I don't know if you're running them in the Padme squad or if you're running one with Revan. If you are running one with Revan, I would suggest more of an offensive oriented Yoda, just because he can hit so hard and be that damage dealer that you really need. One other thing I would definitely take a look at in the future, I know you're on your SLK farm right now, but it is Jolie. Jolie is somebody that would definitely relic the first chance you can get. He is the engine to the Jedi Knight Revan squad. Yes, Jedi Knight Revan has an awesome leader, but Jolie is what makes that team go. They can all die, brings them back up like nothing. I would definitely maybe consider an R5 level, just getting them as beefy as possible and hard to deal with. Another one would be Basila. Basila is a great support character, but I would definitely push her to at least G12. Having her at G12 is really nice. You get a big boost from G11 to G12, and she's a really good character as well. Even good for her leadership as well. Another one I would take a look at would be Shakti. Shakti is always good to have in your pocket. You can sub them in with the clones if you want to do a solo with gas or what have you, or even sub them in with the Revan squad or the Padme squad. She's a very versatile character with all the new characters that we have and the older characters that she has, and she's a real fast character, hits hard, her kit is really nice, so I would definitely put some gear on her. But other than that, your Jedi look really good, and that's about it. Alright, and next up we're going to take a look at your Night Sisters. Your Night Sisters aren't really developed, at least they are starred, but this is something I would definitely put on my list to do. I know you probably have a lot that you're already doing with the SLK farms, with all the other GLs that are coming out, but this is definitely a nice squad that I would definitely take a look at in the future. Next up is Rebels. Your Rebels look good. You have all the key characters right here. You have CLS, you have Han, and you have Chewie. I would definitely maybe take a look at CLS in the future. Put some relics on them, maybe to an R3, just for that Jedi Knight Luke event. Plus, it's going to help with the team in general. That's just a nice character. Another one I would take a look at, you did the marquee for Chupio. If you need a fifth and you don't really want to gear up Chupio to gear 8. He does a lot, but that's going to require you that you at least have CLS a little bit geared up, so that's going to boost Chupio stats as well, and you can have a budget character on your squad. Same thing with R2. R2 is a really nice character. I can see that you have the Zeta on him. I would definitely get him to at least G12. That's a really nice character to put in, even as a fourth, because you can boost up his stats even higher than CLS, even at relics. Yeah, when he's at G12, and CLS still gets the guard, and he gives a lot more offense and a lot more health with that Zeta. Alright, and next up we're going to take a look at your resistance. Your resistance, I can tell, is just not geared up. You do have Zetas on key characters like JTR and BB-8, but I wouldn't make this an extreme priority, but eventually I would definitely try to get these guys up. Just because you already invested in Zetas, you want to make sure you're getting your money's worth when it comes to gear and Zetas, and make them more usable in your GAC. Next up, we're going to deal with your scoundrels. Right here, I just really want to focus on Nest. You don't have Kira developed, so it's all about Nest, but you do have her. at R7, so I'm a little jelly. But let's look at the mods. And when I'm looking at your mods, you're modding them right. You're modding with a slowness. You got tons of tenacity on her, and that's the way you want to do it. Really kudos to you, and I am so jealous of your nest. I want R7 nest so bad. Alright, and next up we got your Separatists. Your Separatists look really good. One thing that I would suggest is, or a couple things I would suggest. First off, it would be B2. B2 I would get relicked whenever you can. That's why I'm a little bit higher on your priority list, because he is an engine squad. Same thing when I was talking about Jolie. B2 is maybe that Jolie to this squad, just because you have to target him first, especially if they're going to use that Jedi counter against you. If you're placing them on defense, you want to make sure that you're real defensive. You got defensive mods on there, maybe a set two-piece defensive mods, maybe a tenacity set as well, crit damage, crit avoidance arrow, and just make them super beefy. Next would be Dooku and Nu. That's a squad that I would definitely suggest you bump up to G12, just because that's a banner killer squad right there. Put that on defense. Yes, it may get one-shotted, but I guarantee you they ain't coming out there clean, because extortion's nasty, and if they don't focus down Dooku, he's going to be shocking them, he's going to be counterattacking, and that's a great squad to have on your defense, and that's something that I really suggest that you take a look at and gear up in the future. Alright, now let's take a look at some of these Separatist mods, starting with your Magma Guard. Your Magma Guard is modded correctly. You got defensive sets on them, that's going to make them really difficult to get around, especially in that GG squad. That's the way you want to do it. Next up, we got your B1, and when it comes to B1, there's really three things you want to focus on. You want to focus on your speed, your potency, and your offense. Speed is really important. You're just sitting at 260, that's always a plus. If you could put more speed on them, I would definitely put more speed on them, but 260 is really good. Potency is always good as well, because that's going to help make Magma Guard even more tenacious by putting those target locks on the enemy, and just those debuffs. It could really help him get beefy, especially when target locks are on there, because it gives him more defense. And offense is always nice, especially when you have relics on your B2 eventually. Because they have to focus on B2, they're leaving B1 alone. His offense grows when he's got max stacks, and especially if you're hitting like around 9,000 offense, which you are at, he can do a lot of damage and be a major problem. So those three characters work really good together, and that's really reliant on B1. Alright? Alright, and next up we're going to take a look at your Sith. I'm going to exclude Sith Empire. I'm going to do them in their own little category, but I'm really going to take a look at your Sith Triumphant. And starting off with Traya. Traya's already modded really good. You got her at relic levels, so that's always a plus. But one thing I would definitely put on your list is Scion. Scion, you eventually want to have some relics on him. You already have Traya. You might as well have Scion in there as well, because those two can take on the GL squad and a majority of different other squads. I would leave your Nihilus alone. The only benefit of having him as relic is a little more speed, just so you can get those annihilations off, but not a big benefit other than that when it comes to the relic levels. Other than that, your Sith look good. All the other ones, those are the majority that I wanted to talk about. Next up would be your Sith Empire, and when it comes to your Sith Empire, you got the big three down pat. They got relics, they're sitting nice, they're well modded. When it comes down to their supporting characters though, that's something I would definitely take a look at. You have HK, so that's always good to have them as a fourth, but you don't have a fifth. That's up to you. I would definitely take a look at either Marauder or Sith Trooper, or maybe even both, because Sith Trooper is very versatile. He's a pre-taunting tank. You can use him in a lot of different areas, and that's going to help you. Sith Marauder is just a monster on that squad, especially when you have the speed advantage on him. He can just let off some nasty hits. I love him, especially at relics. Even I have him relic at R3 myself, he still hits like a monster. But that's definitely something I would look into as a fourth or a fifth option to have on your team, just because they're just awesome characters. But that's going to do it for this roster review. I hope you like it, Bomb. If you have any feedback, or if you want to chop it up even more, you're in the Discord, hit me up. We could definitely talk about it even more. And like I said in the beginning of the video, if you want your own roster review, join the Discord, go on the roster review, and hit me up in there. I'll put you on the list. I'm going to try to get these out as fast as I can. Sometimes they're on the back burner, and I try to bump them up, but I'm going to definitely do my best to get these out as fast as I can, alright? But yeah, if you guys like the video, make sure you hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're not subbed, comment down below if you want to talk about Bomb's roster, because it's the bomb. But yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one, and peace.